Welcome back to On Guard Cigar Salon, where four kinky guys sit around and shoot the shit about kink topics. We've been a little heavy in the past. I am joined today with Graylin Thornton, Race Bannon, the Cigar Pig. I'm Mr. Kristofer. And today, because we've been doing serious topics, we thought we would be a little fun and playful and let our producer throw some questions our way. Now, I haven't seen any of these questions. Have you seen any of these questions?
No.
No. Do you know what's coming?
No.
No idea.
I thought this was an April Fool's thing.
It kind of is.
Okay.
It is April Fool's. So, the puppy is going to throw some questions at us to test our ability with kink, our knowledge of kink. Are you ready? Do you think you know everything?
No.
No, I know I don't know everything.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Braylon does.
Braylon knows everything, so let's see how he does.
In the spirit of internet culture, I figured you can't be on the internet without understanding the internet. And I know that some of you, no fingers being pointed, have just started Twitter, and that's fine. But I'm curious to see how well versed you are in internet-related kink lingo. Now, this isn't just new age terms from kink. It's some like older terms and acronyms as well. Some questions will be, what is this kink? Some questions will be, insert the blank. Some questions will be like, what does this acronym mean? But it'll be kind of everywhere and it'll be fun. And it's not meant to be gotcha questions, but I will probably get you. And I want to just see how well you guys do. And then whoever does the best gets a gift bag from our sponsor today, which is Leather Daddy Skin Co.
Oh.
Yay!
Cool. That's great. So we're going to get all those products? I'm up.
All of those.
If you win.
Really?
Only if you win, though.
Yeah. So, as we go through this, I want questions to be asked. I want to have conversations. I want you guys to talk about and share your perspectives, because some of these terms might feel unnecessary or maybe even silly, quote unquote, and I say that with quotes, but that does not mean they're not valid.
And what are the rules?
I'll ask a question. You guys write it down. No peeking.
Oh, we have to get our whiteboard.
Yeah, everybody
so
get your...
There's
I
a
left
whiteboard under your chair.
It's right next to the...
Get your little marker.
So
Now, just to be important, these things, they have to click all the way back on or they dry out.
Put the caps back on them because they will dry out.
Just so you know.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like when you're...
Yeah, when you...
Like when you're...
I've noticed that some of you are just placing them on. You want to push the caps until you hear them click.
So, I'll ask a question. If you have questions during it, you're allowed to
we are?
ask. I might even give tips for some things if you look stumped. But this is meant to be fun and engaging and like...
So we can ask for a hint.
Silly. I didn't say that.
Do we get a lifeline?
Yeah. Ask
Phone
us
a
up.
friend?
Ask us up.
Phone a friend. There you go.
Yeah, phone a friend.
Phone us up.
I know all these girls. I should know this. I'm just kidding.
Phone a boy!
Your response is going to be bark, bark, bark.
Hey, students, quiet on the set, please. Today's test is starting. I hope you've studied. Loser will bottom. I mean...
Okay.
Is that... I know, and that's a bad...
You win!
I'm going to let them win then.
Okay, so, in the spirit of kink and B.D.S.M, what does B.D.S.M stand for?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Now, our viewers at home, B.D.S.M is sometimes what people refer to when they talk about the kink community. It's kind of an overarching like term nowadays, but it did actually stand for something back in the day. Yes, go ahead.
Does spelling count?
No, spelling's not super
Okay.
important.
Shoot.
So
I'll
I
ask you for your answers and you'll read it out. You'll just kind of read it out one at a time, but I'm making sure you write it down so that there's no cheating. Very
What?
serious.
You think we would cheat?
Oh, I should do it.
No,
this
but I
way.
have a request.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to start with me because it's probably the only one I'll get right.
Oh, really? Okay. I love that confidence. I do love the confidence there.
Okay, so...
Okay, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have? What do you have?
B.D.S.M, bondage, discipline, sadomasochism.
Yeah.
Okay, Daddy?
I also did bondage, discipline, sadomasochism, masochism. I looked at yours. Is
looked
that
at
what you
mine.
just said?
Race.
I did bondage, dominance, sadism, and masochism because I know the D sometimes stands for both.
Okay.
Oh.
And Graylin.
He's just trying to be
He might
that
be
guy.
right.
What did you do?
Bondage, discipline, sadomasochist.
Yeah, I will give all of you points, but I'll give Race gets a half point extra because he's the only one that added the extra.
But is that the definition? Put up one word. What's that one word?
Bondage and discipline is technically the B. Dominance and submission is the D. Sadism is the S, and M is masochism. So the way you break it down is important. I'm pretty sure. Isn't that what you said, Race?
Yeah.
Okay. So Race gets a half point extra. You guys write down your little scores.
That's
in the
okay.
corner, too.
I'm done now. I got mine right.
It's walking away.
I like this game.
Yeah, this is easy. Are they all going to be this
No.
easy?
Yeah, totally.
no,
Absolutely.
no.
He's a writer.
I know.
I didn't say it's gonna get. Wow, I didn't
I
expect this to
think
get
we should
spicy.
get handicaps because he's a writer.
He's a writer.
And
Okay,
wrote
just
for the
because you
BS
guys are a little older, don't be mean.
No, but
Next
they are.
question.
Next question. I can take away points too.
Okay.
Ooh, I like being the C. It's a newer term, very popularized by TikTok recently. It's actually been skyrocketing in Google Trends because
We're all
people are
gonna fail
so
that.
unsure what it is. But it's a type of domination called pleasure doming. Now, what does a pleasure dom get sexual gratification from?
Oh, I know.
I will accept the type of kink. I'll accept kind of the ballpark answer, but it's kind of specific. It's kind of specific.
Oh, oops. Then I'm gonna get it wrong, I think.
Not super. Okay, sorry. I'm not trying to slip you up. I'm just saying there's a type of kink, and there's kind of a ballpark like actions that could be done in such a scene. But this is it's actually very funny because like TikTokers are now making their own content and becoming sex educators by just doing like 30-second clips where they talk about a kink.
Graylin, you
But
look so
sometimes,
confused.
yeah, Graylin, do you have opinions? Don't fall in your chair
That's what the
there.
salon's all about.
Okay.
Bring it out, guys.
Do we
Just
need to
guess.
explain
guess.
what TikTok is?
Just guess. Again, the word is pleasure dom.
Pleasure dom. Okay.
How many people here have a TikTok?
Do you?
Really?
Of course he does.
Yeah, Race does. Race follows. Daddy doesn't.
I don't have a TikTok. Are you kidding?
Okay.
That's like the alarm
Okay,
clock,
what'd you-
right?
what'd
You
you
got
do?
10 seconds.
Okay,
Graylin.
what I did. Oh, he's done.
No, he's still writing.
I put down
Okay, go ahead.
that a pleasure dom likes to be worshipped or attended to in things like massages or
So, okay.
So
okay.
wait, they're giving the massage or they're getting the massage?
getting.
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 Okay,
So
Daddy.
they're being worshipped.
Daddy,
I'm saying.
your turn.
I said pleasing the sub, but also known as a service dom.
Okay.
That's what I always called it.
Okay.
The TikTokers just renamed it.
You don't know if it's right yet.
I have giving a sub pleasure, which is pretty close to what.
He's doing
Okay,
chicken.
okay. Graylin.
I said it's a pro dom that gives pleasure. So
Pro dom. Oh, you have
Oh.
to pay for it?
So, I will give you three from Graylin to Race to Daddy a half a point. It's not. You guys didn't really get it though.
What
Sorry,
are you talking
Pig.
about?
I'm
It is
totally
a dominant who gets sexual gratification from giving their sub as many orgasms as possible. They have to be very good at orgasm control, specifically.
Oh, so we
So
have
like
to give them
edging.
an orgasm.
Could be considered edging, but it's a specific kind of dom. Much like you might have a rigger who's a dom who's good at rope. A
Right.
pleasure dom is a dom who's good at orgasm control.
You're on TikTok. How do you not know this?
Yeah.
You got a half point. What do you mean?
I don't
He
know.
said the same thing as you. And we did a
But we're not
podcast
on-
about this.
We're
Don't
not on
even.
the TikTok.
I don't create anything on TikTok. But I do scroll it. It's a little addictive. You're just
No. Here's the tea. We just did a podcast on pleasure doms, Mr. Daddy.
I know,
You were there
that's
for
what we
60
said it
minutes.
was.
No. So what do you guys think about like a term like that being created though, kind of more
I think
recently?
it's great. I mean, if it describes and people can communicate and go and get off and both of them and understand what they're doing, perfect.
absolutely.
Well, yeah. Clearly, this is just for a younger generation because who can come more than once in a session? Do you come
I
more than
usually
once
do
in a session now?
twice.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, good. You're,
Well, then
you're
it's-
way past me. I do one.
I do one.
Yeah.
So it's just a guy edging.
Yeah, I mean, why can't we just call it
Okay.
edging?
Remember the guy at Blow Buddies? Remember they used to have the floating
We
bench,
know Blow
and guys
Buddies.
used to restrain people to it and edge them, cause them pleasure.
In the
Yeah.
bar. In the bar.
No, in Blow Buddies, sex club.
Oh, sorry. In the sex club.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it might have been called something.
So
I mean,
he
different
was
back
a
then.
pleasure dom hanging out at Blow, but he's just trying to edge people.
I guess. Well, they
Wasn't
would
that
know.
Chuck?
Are we saying
Are we saying names?
last name.
It probably was.
I'm not going to say names, but
But I have a question.
Yeah.
So, but in edging, you don't let them come.
Well,
so in the
this is
pleasure
different.
dumbing, you make them come more than once. Is that right?
Yeah, somebody who is experienced. I'm reading straight from the internet definition. Someone, a dominant who gets sexual gratification, so they get sexually aroused too.
Right, from
It's a
that.
dynamic. It's a type
By
of
making the other
yeah.
person come.
to get as many intense orgasms as possible. So if it's just one, that might be fine.
No,
but
that's
you're
good.
trying to get many.
see, that's why to me I would call it edging.
That's why edging could be considered or part of it.
Or part of
but
it.
I think
so
that
do
that's a
I
different
get it.
dynamic.
No, but in edging,
Oh god.
but
This
in
conversation
edging,
is being
in
edged.
edging, you don't want them to come though.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's why it's not really.
Well, maybe eventually.
The goal is.
Well, not always.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Unless you
But-
get bored.
Isn't this the number of comes though?
The number of cummies.
The number. Okay, next question.
The next word might include having a very good appetite. What is the word that refers to a fetish where people like to be eaten? Like eaten alive.
Oh.
The most common type of this is called a soft blank. The kink, soft kink, or even hard kink.
Oh my god. I have no idea.
Can you elaborate? So when you say eaten alive, is that getting sucked?
Or rim?
No.
That's sucking
Literally,
alive.
so imagine, so let's talk about, so like imagine Lord of the Rings and a hobbit gets eaten by a dragon. Like that
Okay,
could be
that's
part
okay,
of this
so
kink.
eaten-
Oh.
okay.
But it does not involve death necessarily. It's just the sensation of being swallowed as if you were shrunken. Like there's power
Oh,
play there.
I see. It's biblical, like when Jonas lived in the belly of a whale.
Bible, but
Can I have two, like 50-50?
no, you have to have one answer.
Okay.
What was the question again?
The name of this kink or action refers to a fetish for the
Eaten.
for the fetish of being swallowed or swallowing someone with no bloodshed. So you're not killing someone. It's a sensation of swallowing someone or getting off to that feeling or even like fantasy.
I still don't know, but I'll guess.
so-
All right. I don't know either, but I'll guess.
I'll give you a hint.
Oh.
Somebody might say that you have a blank appetite. The word before
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to
I
help.
got it. Okay.
But I
Okay.
do want to know what you wrote down.
No, he looked.
Otherwise. He did not! Kids!
I've had mine written down.
Graylin,
for 5
you're not
minutes.
sure?
If anyone looked
Think
through
about
it.
food. Graylin, think about food.
What?
So the soft version of this kink
I think I
actually
got it.
just refers to someone getting swallowed. Like no bloodshed whatsoever. But the harder version of this kink, people like the sensation of being chewed.
Okay.
Graylin, are you ready?
Sure.
Just write whatever down. Go.
Go.
Okay, I just wrote something.
Okay.
I put down voraciphilia.
Voracious.
Voraciphilia.
Voraciphilia, Daddy.
I was gonna do BG, which is big gulp, but then I did vorophile.
Okay.
Oh, that's.
Great.
Kind of like pig, voracious.
There we go. Okay.
See?
I said hunger.
I like it right to the point.
Hunger Games.
But I want
Hunger Games, yeah.
I want
I-
to witness how they do this.
Well,
I
I was
will
thinking
give-
of that vampire movie. Wasn't there a vampire movie called The Hunger?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes,
There was.
There was.
Yeah.
That was a good one, too.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Do you guys want the answer?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the answer?
The answer is vor. So I'll give you 3 those points. Yeah, you guys are close. Yeah, I'll give race, daddy, and pig a point. I'm sorry, hunger.
I love
Hungry
this
is not an answer. Graylin, I'm so sorry.
So can I just ask? 'Cause I would like to know.
VOR or vorophilia. So that's why you all were very
Vorophilia.
close.
Yeah. So it comes from voracious. So people have a fantasy, obviously, while they do this because their partner's not swallowing them whole.
No, it could be though. It could be like an artwork sort of thing. It's very popular
Love it.
in the kink community on like the furry side. So like the furry kink
makes
community loves to
sense.
have artwork of their characters being swallowed. No,
That
that's
makes sense.
still not spelled right.
said-
VH? There's
you-
an H in there?
You said their spelling didn't matter.
It doesn't, but you still
There's
got
that
the
point.
point. Why are you? Yeah,
Vorophilia.
you got the point. What are
You
you?
got the point. Don't.
I thought he only got half a point.
No, they get the point. They get the point. You're doing great, Graylin. I love your
You're doing
spirit.
really good.
I love
You're doing
your.
super
Oh, I'm feeling spirited.
Okay, next question.
Okay, Okay. Let's say you were at the club and you are staring at this very cute person that just looks very, very sexy. You might say that their bussy was looking very tight. What is a bussy? For bonus points, what is it? What is like when you shorten a word? When you shorten a word, like what does it actually stand for if you had the full term?
What was
I got it.
pussy? Like
Bussy. Don't give any points to anyone.
You're
not showing you my answer.
Yeah, don't ruin your chance for products.
Graylin, you need to be quicker.
Come on, Braylon, write it down.
pussy?
Bussy.
Pussy. What's pussy?
If I write what I'm thinking, it's gonna be bad.
Well, write it.
Then write it.
Then write it, because that
Testing
means
you
it's
on
right.
sex and kink here, Graylin.
Okay.
Okay. Pig.
Boy pussy?
Nice. Okay, Daddy.
He looked at me.
I did not.
You too.
I wrote it before.
Don't make me take away your points. Okay, race.
Boy pussy.
See,
Oh my God, you all got it.
I thought that was gonna make me have toxic masculinity.
So, and we just talked about that last week, which is getting a lot of feedback.
Okay.
It's in reference to generally a boy's anus.
Yeah.
You know, that bussy be slapping, that bussy's clapping.
Now they're saying
Man,
this
that's a
stuff on
nice
Twitter?
bussy. Yeah, it's all over Twitter and TikTok, but it's describing a man's hole.
So let me ask your generation, isn't the word pussy derogatory now?
I think the word pussy kind of got like its power reclaimed by a lot of just very, very,
By
you know.
being a pussy.
No, I was gonna say feminism, but I think that it just came from just taking back the negative connotation that comes with that. And then bussy was kind of more of an internet slang, generally used by the gays, but I mean everyone kind of uses it online now just to
Do they?
be joking. Yeah.
well,
Everyone
so
just
long as-
adds ussy to the end of a word.
See?
So like
Yeah.
leather daddy ussy, fire
doesn't work.
ussy.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Micro-
A lussy.
What's a lussy?
Leather?
Leather. Oh.
leather
okay.
lussy, a
No, that'd be a
lussy.
leathersy. A leathersy.
Okay, so your Leather Daddy Ussy, which actually Leather Daddy Skincare makes a product for your tasty hole, will make your pussy taste so good, right?
If you rinse it off.
If you rinse it off, Braylon.
I will never get over that.
You'll never live that down. It is a body scrub wash that you rinse off, and then they also have all these other amazing products. So with Leather Daddy Skin Company's plant-based skincare products like the aloe-infused hydrating body wash, you'll feel like you're wearing your sexiest leather all day long because the Leather Daddy Signature Oil Blend was essentially developed to increase blood flow and induce euphoria. Utilizing powerful scents found in nature, including tantalizing hints of leather, warm notes of vanilla, the seductive scent of scotch, and 18 erotic spices formulated to get the blood flowing. This will give you the confidence you need to dominate your day. Leather Daddy Skin Co. will be your own kinky little secret. So if you go to leatherdaddyskin.com and use offer code ONGUARD, you get 10% off your first purchase.
Great. What? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So if you're using Tasty Hole,
Uh-huh.
can you use it on other parts of your body? Like,
You
what if
could.
you're in the foot
Yeah.
play and you want to like do a whole
Yeah.
foot
Ab-
thing?
absolutely,
Sure.
and actually we should tell them they should do a foot one too.
You could do it on your armpit ussy, you
Yeah.
know?
They could call it Tasty Feet.
I like
that's
it.
pretty good.
Happy feet.
Happy Feet! See, we could develop these products. And we must test them.
Okay, focus.
See, and everybody has to remember we are answering these questions from the frame of reference as queer men.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
So-
what about Octopussy?
well, yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Or maybe you'd add an extra ussy to that, octopussy ussy. I don't know.
Or pussy galore. Or black people would say pussy galore.
Do they?
Yeah.
What's galore?
Galore.
It's
Like
just,
galore.
Because it's short for galore. We never say galore, we say galore.
Galore. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
No.
But we can.
Okay, next question.
We check with you on everything.
Yes.
Children, quiet down. The next question might have you feeling a little pampered. If you're into ABDL, what does that stand for?
Wow.
It is an acronym. ABDL. What does that stand for? So this happens to revolve around people that, you know, it just depends on what they're into. They might like soiling themselves in certain parts of their, you know, clothing that they might kind of like or wear.
All right.
I think we're all ready.
We ready?
Pick.
Adult, baby, diaper, love.
Okay. Daddy.
Oh.
Adult baby diaper lover.
Okay. Grace.
Adult baby diaper lover.
Nice. Okay.
I said a boy diaper baby. Wait, a boy, a boy diaper lover.
I will give you all points because you got it for the most part, but it's adult baby. There's no gender
Is
to the
it
term.
love or lover?
Lover. Adult
Wow.
baby diaper lover.
I
You all
forgot
get
the
points. You all
outside
get
end.
points.
So I have a question. Have you played with anyone that's ABDL?
Me personally?
Yeah.
No.
Once I have.
Have you?
I haven't, no.
So I did for the first time this weekend.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all saw.
I amazingly enjoyed it.
Really?
He would regress into this little boy persona, but he was a Marine, so he had this Marine body, and there was something very erotic about someone regressing that far back.
Did he soil?
He wet himself several times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're into water sports, what's the difference?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
And there's a lot of humiliation play that goes
Oh
on.
yeah, and tons of. He liked to be humiliated, so I took him out for a walk in the Castro in his diapers, and he was like, "Oh, this is so embarrassing," and I was like, "Good."
But see, that goes along with our first episode where we were talking about psychodrama, and that's why I think leather guys who do get into role play and psychodrama, I think it's expansive. I think that stuff is great for people to do.
I agree.
And I think that a lot of people don't, you know, they might not be able to or be comfortable doing it, but it's really a higher level of expansive
And
behavior.
we're seeing it more and more at the fetish events. They're getting
Oh, you are?
bigger, and they've got companies now behind them doing like so. This one brought his own diapers from a company, I forget the name, that had like camouflage diapers, gray and white, with little army men on them.
Really?
Like,
And
little
they were
pictured-
adult size?
Yes, they're all adult size. So I was kind of
Good.
fascinated by just the new toys and gear that they have. But yeah, it's
so it doesn't have anything to do with scat.
I mean, no. I mean, that's not. I think that's where people's mind go. It
When they
like
hear diaper.
kind of like when a straight person hears gay, all they think butt sex. So
Oh,
when you
we do too.
When you, so when you hear the term diaper lover, that's the first thing you think of is soiling yourself.
Yes.
Right. I don't know how many actually do that.
Some people will what they call messing the diaper, but it's not everyone. And even then, those people are very conscious of their diets and do it in a very respectful way.
See?
And there's even ways you can like pretend to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sometimes they put bananas up their butt.
Or like oatmeal. I've heard oatmeal before.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning that, but like I'm just saying there's a bunch of different people.
Great, let's
A lot of people do the humiliation though, and just that regression.
Yeah, but it is
or-
a lot of
All I can think
humiliation.
of right now is white people. That's the only. That's the only
it's
thing
not
that's
just
growing
white
in
people,
my
though.
I think any kind of
The
role play.
ABDL community's coming for you.
It's for every person,
I'm gonna be
interested, size, shape, race. It's not
It's
not
everybody.
specific,
It's not race specific.
but it's about getting into that comfortable space you don't normally get to do. It's a role play, you know.
Yeah, it's role play, which I think is good for them.
So this next question was actually one of the top terms searched for on Pornhub during this last year. And keep in mind, it was during quarantine.
Top
Top search terms. on
top
Pornhub.
search terms on Pornhub,
Yep.
gay or straight.
For all over the place, yeah.
On Pornhub.
On Pornhub. The acronym JOI might give you some pleasure in the end, but what does JOI stand for? It's a very popular term. It's very popular because of COVID, and actually we'd never heard of it, but we did do a podcast on it. Yes, it was part of a podcast we
So
did.
I
that.
should know this.
You should. You should. We reviewed the Pornhub year in review.
JOI. That was the most.
It was not the most, but it was one of the most. And it's a newer term that I had not heard of until pandemic. But if you think about it, it's an action you would do, something to have to do with sex.
Oh.
There are two people involved in this situation generally, and there might be a little bit of dominance going on. Those are your only clues, though, that you get.
JOI?
JOI. You might get a little joy, you're just spelling it wrong.
I know mine's wrong, but
I know mine is too, but I'll go first.
You get bonus. Your little half points. All right, pencils
Okay.
down. Pig.
I said joint orgasm interaction.
Okay, so you pot. Okay.
I said jack off instruction.
Okay. Okay.
I said jerk off intensely.
Okay. Okay.
I said jack off individual.
Okay. So I'll give Race and Grayland will get half a point. Daddy gets a full point. It is jerk off instructions.
I pay attention to our podcast.
But that's not fair. Why would he get a point if he got
that's
he
not
got the
fair.
teacher's guide before the test?
Well, to be fair, I don't remember ever covering that.
I don't know.
It's back here somewhere. I don't know why.
I'm sure there's a clinical term for what he's doing, right? He can remember
So
things.
what is joy?
So jerk off instructions became very popular because during COVID you couldn't have too much interactions with people. It was popularized in the straight community, usually with a female dom that's talking down to a guy, like dominating verbally, and through maybe Skype or just a video that they purchase on a tube site. But it's a very popular term from this last year
So
specifically.
it's basically verbal dominance.
Yeah.
Did you do this during COVID? Did you? Were
Yes.
you
But
doing-
weren't we doing that all the time
Yeah.
anyway?
through online?
Yes. You don't play online and you tell people like you can jerk off now, do it this like this.
Do you remember the old phone sex lines, the 900?
Yes!
Oh my God!
You
those are-
remember?
And then you get your phone bill.
Bill. And it is what it is today.
Wait. Do you remember those free lines where it was like 10 people were on there and you could talk?
Party
and then-
lines?
Party lines.
Yes.
That was huge. The BAR used to be the one that had all those ads.
Yep.
I met a number of people through that.
So we've been doing joy forever.
So, but, well,
It just now has a
I
term.
told you I wouldn't know any of these.
Yeah, during the pandemic, if it wasn't for cam joy sex, I wouldn't have had a lot. So no, I did a lot of it during the pandemic.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, don't you think as gay men we were already
Always, yeah.
doing cam sex?
Well,
all of
no.
our sites have cams.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
just like straight people steal our fashions, they're stealing our stuff too and giving it acronyms.
Yeah.
I have so many friends where I say I want to do cam sex, and I say, oh, I never do that. I have a lot of guys
Who
that have
said
said
they never do that?
A lot of guys have said that. I don't like that. I never do that. I don't.
And
Yeah.
Before COVID or after?
Both.
Okay.
And sometimes if I'm going to meet someone, I want to do a cam scene before I meet them in person, because that way I'll know, do I want to meet them in person?
Well, they perfected Zoom so much
Yeah.
so that it's so easy
I mean, you can
to
do everything on Zoom.
And then there was
You can even do it on someone else's Zoom.
Skype. But even like on Hot Cigar Man, there's a,
Oh, yeah.
a
Right.
jack off room.
Well, we were
Dudes
on Hot
News
Cigar
has
Man.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Muscle. Remember when Big Muscle
Yeah.
had the
Yeah.
jack off rooms?
But see what I mean? It's just like, remember when we were wearing 501 jeans and all of a sudden they
still
started
wear
making
them.
straight commercials about buttonhole jeans?
Yep.
You just think the straights are stealing everything.
Well, not everything, just the good things from us.
Oh, another one is Chatterbait.
Oh, Chatterbait. Oh, I love
Yes,
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait.
Yes. And there's one cam for cam.
So now we
or
have to
something?
call it Joy.
I don't know if we have to. It just has a name.
So it's just like you know how to have sex, but
Yeah.
there's like different kinds of positions in sex. It's just a name for a thing that already exists.
But see, all these acronyms just have this militaristic thing to me. You know how military always has all these acronyms? You never know what the hell they're talking about.
Sure, but I mean, if you
everything's
go
getting
on
reduced to an acronym.
if you go on a porn site, if you type in
Yeah, I
jerk
know,
off,
yeah.
there's going to be everything and maybe not what you're looking for. This gives a specific term and a name to a thing that you're
like it.
specifically trying to
But you know, I think you have a really good point when you say, I know you're joking when you say, straight people are stealing everything, but these are things that we've already
For
been
decades.
doing, and now they put a name to it. It's like,
And own it.
do you really need a name for that?
And throw it on TikTok and they've
Yes.
invented it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well,
I also think that we live in a hashtag world.
that's it.
And so it's easy to hashtag an acronym. So when you tag something, I think that that's one of the reasons that we have even more acronyms than we used to, is because everything gets
Because that's how
hashtagged.
it gets
Because
reduced
it's
to a
longer
few.
to do hashtag jerk off instruction.
Right.
No, that's totally my point.
And it's why everybody is totally
helps.
ignorant to grammar.
It makes it
now.
easier.
Well, Race, do you think that there's also an element of closetivity?
Maybe.
Because straight people may not want I know I keep saying the straight people, but people may
I know.
not want you to
we
know.
need to stop blaming all the straight people.
For some
Their
things.
fault. But you know, people may not want other people to know what they're doing, so you could do an acronym, and only the people who know that acronym will
do
know
it.
what you're talking about.
Where you and I
It's
and
their
Ray-
own code.
Yes.
It's their own little. Yeah.
Where we would have just said, I did this jerk off instruction this morning with a guy. Where they want to say joy.
Jerk off instruction. It's like, you need instruction?
Next question.
Speaking of chatterbait, let's move on to the next question. This question goes, which Disney princess would you be if you might be into somnophilia?
Somnophilia. What is
Somnophilia. That's the point of the question. I'm not giving it that.
I am
I don't-
so not up on Disney.
Disney. Cinderella, was she a princess?
I will
I
say
don't know.
this was a very early princess. It's not
early.
it's not Elsa, it's not Anna.
It's a missing part of my gay card, though. I really don't know it very
I-
All right,
Let
let's
me-
get on with it, because I know
Okay.
this one.
Oh, Reese really knows what this.
I know.
Sorry,
So,
Disney
so we're
princess.
naming a Disney princess if we were
Into somnophilia.
Oh.
Think about the word. Daddy, I see your eyes. Daddy,
Oh,
I see your
what
eyes.
What? No.
Do not write anything
Wait,
down.
I'm not sure
He's
no.
looking at you.
No,
Reggie.
and
Just
you
put your
do-
pen down.
He's-
You
he's
did this
watching.
episode on what's the safe word, I bet.
I don't know.
So the philia thing is where people are listening to paper crinkle and everything, right?
Usually it's a fetish, but
No, that means it's a fetish. It's a
Fetish,
paraphilia.
okay.
It's a paraphilia.
Paraphilia, okay.
So I would say anything before the philia is your clue on what kind of word. Show me your answer, Pig.
Rapunzophilia? I don't know.
Wait, what is that?
long hair.
Rapunzel is the
What is that kink for, though?
Well, it's for Rapunzel with the whole thing
It's
of
if
her
you
letting
have
her
a hair
down.
fetish
Yeah.
before
I don't know.
Manscaped.
That's good.
I don't know Disney princesses.
Okay, next.
I said Ariel because it sounds like song, but
You think it's a kink for singing?
yeah.
Okay. Race.
I said Sleeping Beauty.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's-
it's a kink for
But
sleeping.
was
Is
she
sleeping?
actually a princess?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, she was, yeah.
Oh, and
'Cause
Graylin said Sleeping Beauty
Somna's
as
like
well.
Sleeping, like
Yeah.
Somnophilia, sometimes referred to as Sleeping Beauty syndrome,
Oh, there you go.
is defined as getting arousal from a person who's getting or seemingly asleep and having sexual interactions.
So
Now-
this is fucking someone who's pretending to be asleep,
Or
Wait,
could
what the
actually be
fuck?
unconscious.
See-
Consensually, of course. You
Well-
have consented
Well, of
upon
course,
this
but-
scene, yeah.
Have you ever done this?
Yeah, I mean, I pretend to. I role play where we have sex and he says, where it's like I'm sneaking into a room where someone is asleep, but he's not actually asleep. So it's part of the role play. Pretend you're asleep. I'll fuck you. You moan. You wake up. We'll continue. The whole bit.
You wake up and say, "Get off me!"
Who are you?
Who are you?
Ooh, it's big.
Do they always have to say, "Ooh, it's big"?
It's part of the
That's
game.
part of the
So people who are into the sleeping fetish, or they actually think about it from a reference of Sleeping Beauty?
No. That was just a clue.
question
That
Oh,
was
okay.
a clue.
Oh, okay.
If
Oh,
you were
clue.
just
Got
like-
it. I got it. All right.
Somnophilia is,
I-
it has to do with sleeping or being unconscious or pretending, but it can be actually putting someone out with, like, consensually again.
Ooh, like chloroform?
Chloroform. I've seen people do sleeping pills or just like get really drowsy or really stoned and like pretend to be asleep.
Slipping you a Mickey.
Okay, well, we're not condoning doing any of
Yeah, I
this.
was just gonna say, I don't really.
time I was really tired and I was laying there and the guy that I was playing with started to play with me and I did pretend I was asleep and at one point he went, "Are you asleep?" I said, "No, I'm just really tired." Does that count?
Yeah, see, I only pretend to be asleep when I really don't want to have
Well-
sex. So I'm never going to go to sleep next to Graylin.
Well, I will tell you, one time I did fall asleep and a trick left with like my hair dryer and all kinds of stuff.
That's a
Hair dryer?
crime, not a fetish.
Wow.
But online, a lot of people will, like on Chatterbait, will leave their cameras on and they're asleep. And people just sit there watching them.
Now that's
That's creepy. Come on.
It is, but it
people
happens
like it,
every time
obviously.
I'm on channel Chatterbait.
There's
Someone
sleeping
is
people?
asleep on there, and they just keep their cameras on. They go to sleep.
And
They
people
get up,
watch them
and people
sleep?
just watch them.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Are
I've seen
they
it.
naked?
Oh,
Are
you've
there
seen it
covers?
too.
Yeah,
That's
they're
interesting.
naked.
Oh, so
but
they want
are-
to see if they get hard while they're sleeping.
Well, no, it's just like,
a lot of
is he
different
gonna
things.
wake
It's
up?
like a
Is he gonna-
voyeur
you know, it's
fantasy.
just you just start wondering what's going on.
What thread counter? The sheets?
Those curtains.
It's hideous. That room's hideous.
That's why if you live above the 6th floor, you have binoculars.
Wow.
Next question.
Okay.
You're going to jail.
Oh my god, I don't mean to spell it out, but can you name 2 different acronyms used in the kink community to define safety protocols or vetting styles?
Okay. Crap.
There's at least 5 main ones that come to mind for me, but I want at least 2, and they're just the acronyms. So
Oh, the acronym, not the
just-
words.
You can say
okay.
the words if you want, but just the acronyms fine. Because I'll probably ask what the words mean too.
This one I got.
I don't.
This one I think you guys will do a pretty good job on.
I won't. That's safe
Hopefully.
words, right?
I'm not giving you a clue. I want to win this thing. I want these
They are
products.
acronyms. They are
I know,
acronyms
see, I know that, but I'm trying to think of the
Consensuality. What was the
acronyms.
word?
for defining safety practices or vetting styles in BDSM.
Oh.
So
You-
when you
you
think
know
about
those.
having a kink scene with someone, what acronym would kind of define what they should be, how they proceed, how they should present themselves? I'm trying not to spell it out too much, but
Oh shit!
Did you ask
I
yourself?
just did a Graylin.
karma.
Oh, I'm now a verb.
You didn't know? We've hashtagged you.
Children. Okay, everyone got an answer?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't have an acronym.
3,
So
2, 1, pig.
I was saying passwords are
it up.
negotiating.
No, hold your sign. Passwords
Or
there's a
negotiating.
safe word or negotiating. Oh, okay.
I said rack or SSC.
Okay.
Said SSC or rack.
Nice.
I said SSC
I don't-
and rap.
Ah,
I
good
get it.
job. So what is SSC and what's rack?
SSC is safe, sane, consensual.
Oh, yeah.
Rack is risk-aware, consensual kink.
Nice.
Yeah, but safe sex consensual isn't something you'd say
Safe,
to
sane,
somebody
consensual?
preparing for a scene.
No, but that's what you keep in mind when you start vetting
that's what
someone.
it's called.
But
It's called
isn't that
SSC.
like very 1990s?
It is. It's an older term that was
So now
popularized
there's
way
a
back
new
in the
one.
90s.
There's a bunch of new ones.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
even-
there
Bunch
is?
of
What
new
are
ones.
they?
Oh, is that like
Isn't
the
one
consent
task?
thing?
Is it task?
The other answers that came to my mind that I will also include is prick,
Oh, prick. That's what I
bork, and fries were other acronyms that we had.
Can you
I have no idea.
can you
Bork-
say what they are?
Thank you. I'm
Bork
so
was
glad you
balls
said that.
out risky kink.
Balls out risky kink.
Prick stands for personal risk informed consensual kink.
Okay.
If someone said that to me, Brick, I'd be like, fuck you.
What is balls out risky kink?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Just
one.
go
What's
for it.
balls
Balls
out?
out.
Balls to the
It's like
wall. I
rack,
mean, you're
but
just...
more
But don't-
edge play. It's
but
more
don't-
edge play.
Yeah.
But isn't that what we do?
Kind of, but it's another term that people use online more recently. And then the last but not least, fries is something from Planned Parenthood.
That I've heard.
Freely given, reversible, informed, enthusiastic, and specific. And each of those words is meant to idealize like a something that someone brings to the table about them. You know?
Okay.
So I'm judging from
Graylin
your look,
has
Graylin.
questions.
Do you feel like we're going too far?
Yes! Yes!
Well,
That was the vibe I
I
was
mean,
getting.
come
I-
on.
well, to be honest with you, I think the whole need or want or enjoyment of using all these is a bit of a fetish.
I think that the way we've expanded on some of these terminologies has started to actually talk about what people are asking for pleasure. It's just bringing more consciousness to specific things that we already know is involved in sex and kink, but people coming into the scene or just straight people that need help kind of defining what consent even is might use these terms to better communicate their wants and needs.
Yeah, and I also think each generation needs to reinvent
Yeah.
for what works for them. I mean, when SSC, Safe, Sane, Consensual, was around for a long time, and then risk-aware consensual kink happened, I thought to myself, I like risk-aware. I like that part of it. So it was a good maturation, if you will.
So what's interesting to me is both RAC and SSC have been around forever
Ever.
and have had the C, the consensual part in it. what I'm finding more and more, and mainly I feel on the straight side, is this real need to figure out what consensual means and make it just plain out, mapped out consensual. Whereas I don't feel like in the gay world we've ever had a problem wrapping our head around what consensual meant.
Right.
Do you see that as well?
I do, and I think that some of this, it takes away the hotness, the spontaneity, all of those things about sex. I mean, we have to have this conversation. I want to talk to you about sex and what we're going to do and build that up. But if we have to start having all these other conversations, it just takes it away from me.
Well, and a lot of our BDSM is like, the consent part, we're pretending that it's not consent. So the CNC, the consensual non-consent.
Right.
Yeah.
So the rape fantasy, those things have been built into our BDSM dynamics forever. But now people are needing to make it super hyper clear that this is just a fantasy, and we've now piled on all of these other acronyms to make sure that consent is actually happening.
See,
And I think maybe a lot of it went back to people getting roofied and
Right.
being drugged and it not being consensual. But I found that mainly in the straight side and not on the
Right.
gay side.
well, that's what I was going to say. I agree with absolutely everything you said. And adding to what you said, Race, is that I think when we were more a homogeneous group, just gay leather men or just gay men, it was what you said, Graylin. We were kind of talking about it more. Now that it just seems like straight people, gratefully, are interacting with gay people more, or kink, both straight, gay, bi, but non-binary, are all interacting more together, that this is surfacing. It just didn't used to among gay men years ago.
I also think that people need cues for discussion, especially if they're meeting cold at an event or in a dungeon or whatever, and maybe the acronyms help them have those discussions. And if it does, great. My discussions usually last 20 seconds.
Right.
And that's it. And it's safe, it's sane, it's consensual, it's rack, it's risk aware. But it's not long.
And your gut tells you the person you're playing
Yeah.
with
Very much so.
understands this as well.
And if something goes wrong, I don't think any one of us have a problem speaking up.
But we're experienced. Imagine
Right.
you're a brand new kinkster and you've never done this and you sort of go into a situation. I think having these kinds of things is really good because
It is.
you have a way to negotiate in a way that the community is kind of blessed.
Yeah, and like you said, everything is now a hashtag. I don't do all this online. So acronyms that are really effective and needed in that platform, I could care less about. It just isn't what I do.
Well, I mean, so we're talking a little bit about being online. Now, if I'm looking online and I see someone's profile with all these acronyms on it, I
Click.
probably will just pass them by.
Me too.
One,
Because you
I don't know what they mean.
are.
But
And
it-
you're
it
not
just
gonna look 'em up.
No, it just seems like that's a lot.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. That's a lot
I
to
just
get
want
into
to
with
go to
somebody I
the
don't
next
know.
guy because the next guy might not have this stuff. He might just say, "Hey, I'm gonna be face down. The door's unlocked. Come on in. Dumping me. Leave. I don't want to know your name." And I'm good with that. You know?
I'm sure there's a long acronym for this.
Probably.
Right.
You know?
Maybe you should create one.
Yeah.
It's the new world. Good for them. If it floats your
Yeah.
boat, do it.
As long as you're doing everything right and safely and consensually, whatever you call it,
Yeah.
good.
Your acronym would be DIM, dumping me.
Dumping me. Yes. Yes.
Wind
All
it
right,
up.
next question.
Write it down.
I want credit for that.
So you guys are furiously writing answers. You're doing a pretty good job. Some of you guys are getting more than others. That's fine.
Thank you.
This next question, though, refers to the furry community
Oh, I love the furries.
and a term that they call yiff or
Yiff.
yiffing. What do you think a yiff or yiffing is?
A yiff?
Yiff.
Y-I-F?
Yiff. Y-I-F-F. Two F's.
Oh, two F's.
It's, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a term online that gets used very, very popularly by the furry
Just
community.
within the furry community. The
I mean, people on the internet will use it sometimes, but it's generally from the furry community, yes.
I know mine's wrong, but it's funny.
10 seconds.
Oh God.
I'll take a general answer here. I'll take a pretty general answer. And some of these questions came from Twitter, so if you're not following the On Guard Twitter account right now, you're missing out on opportunities to stump them with your questions.
Now they're going to be asking us all sorts of questions online.
Yeah, just grill them. Okay, pencils down. Pig, what'd you put?
What'd you
I
get?
think you should start over there first.
Okay, Braylon, what'd you put?
Oh, fine. I said young, imaginative, furry friend.
Oh, okay, you thought
Oh,
it was an
that
acronym.
is good.
Okay.
Oh,
it's not an acronym?
I didn't say it was an acronym.
Oh, it's not an
Like you
acronym?
said, it had 2 F's.
This is a trick question.
All I said was yiff. What is yiff? What is
Okay.
yiffing?
I assumed an acronym.
Do we want to?
You're into fist fucking.
Okay. You took it too literal. You all got it wrong.
I think a yiff is like a yelp.
Well, okay. And what'd you say, Pig?
Young, intense fist fucking.
You know where our heads are.
Okay. Yiff or yiffing is meant to mimic the sound that someone might make if they were a furry having sex. It is a social hangout for bringing furries together to meet and greet with a much more adult approach. To yiff.
So it's when you say adult, more like they're conversing and...
It's meant to be sexual in nature, yes.
Okay.
But it's only adults who are furries.
So if adult furries gather together to socialize in an erotic way, that's yiffing?
Yeah, and they might make the sound.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know.
That is how you do it. They're yip, 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 yip.
Oh,
now
Remember
it
the song
makes
What Does the Fox Say?
Well, that's kind of what I said.
Not really.
Totally.
Not
Furry
really.
friend, I have furry
It wasn't an
friend.
acronym though. You guys got to pay
So
attention
I
to the
was
question.
the closest.
You
It's
really
a
weren't.
yelp. It's a sexual,
No,
no, no
sexual
points.
yelp.
No points.
Sexual
No.
yelp.
That's not. No.
Chris,
No.
Come on.
No.
Amp, did you ever do a what's the safe word on this?
We've done a furry episode, and we have gone over this. So he's close, but no points.
Oh, well. That's fine. No one's ahead. Next question.
Okay. Are you guys ready for the last and final question?
Oh God, I don't know.
So we've been having a very long episode today. It might be a little longer than normal, but just because it's been silly and fun. And that might be a hint for what this next term is.
Oh God.
Let's say you were into gooning. What would you be into?
Ooh, gooning?
Mm-hmm.
Is this
it
an acronym?
No, it's not an acronym. It's not an acronym. It's an action that has become, I think, a little bit more popular recently because of being at home and.
Can you use it in a sentence?
You're a good.
Ooh.
Man, last night I had the best gooning session. Does that help?
Okay. Is gooning the person watching or the person doing
I
it?
can't tell you that, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to... Gooning. Let me think.
What do you think the term comes from? Think of the word. Think of like the word in itself.
Does it come from the Goonies?
You're trying to put people off now.
See, I watched this episode and I forgot.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was this a What's the
the
Safe Word
Gooners-
episode?
Yes.
You should watch our show more.
I do, but... He's got to recuse
That's
himself.
cheating.
He's got to...
If Clarence Thomas,
You didn't figure that out a long time ago.
Clarence Thomas doesn't recuse himself.
And you're Jimmy.
And answers.
I put down acting nerdy while acting out sexually.
Oh, okay. Daddy.
edging forever, stroking your dick and acting like a goon.
Okay.
Jack off facial expressions on cam.
Okay.
I just said watching sex.
Interesting. Okay.
We're all kind of close.
So, gooning, in the most simplified definition, is usually achieved after a prolonged edge session, when a person is mightily aroused at the point where even caressing their genitals would trigger an ejaculation.
See, and I knew this because the Gooners came for me because
kinda
during
didn't get it, though.
during our podcast, I said, "Who has time for that?" It is just not a fetish I would do because I don't have the time. It takes hours and hours and hours, and they thought I was.
But that's because you didn't understand. It's the perspective
I
of
don't
like
understand.
of cherishing that moment and getting into a state of like of like meditating, which you just are bad at.
I'm really bad at. I don't like meditating.
I
don't
think
like,
the three of
I
us
want to get off
got it.
and yeah.
I think we're close.
I think we're close. What do you think, Amp?
I think Daddy and Race were close, but
I think watching is good.
I'm good with that assessment.
you guys are. It became a very popular thing that people would cam and goon, like so. That's kind of camming is kind of relevant there. Or there's like hypno videos where people just goon and edge for a very long time. But it derived from the word goon, which back in who knows what year it was meant for an unintelligible like man.
See, that's why I've said nerdy.
See, I think of a goon as someone who's creepy and watches you.
That's a goon, but not gooning.
So I've got to ask about all these terms. Are they fluid? Like, will this have a trending time and then kind of go away?
Oh, gooning's kind of popular right now too.
Okay,
a lot of people have talked about it. Like drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race have joked about it.
I watched that. I didn't see it.
Well, do you watch
Untucked? Yes.
No. Never mind. No, never mind.
Talked over you. Let you finish. Okay, what?
No, that was it.
So that was your last question for us, right?
Congratulations, you're done.
So I have a surprise. We have one acronym for you.
Uh-oh.
Let's see
Oh, I
if
love
you
it.
can come up with this.
What is it?
Do you know what DDP is? Do you know what DDP is? Anyone? DDP?
I think I know what DP is.
Yeah, we know.
Don't look it up on your phone. Don't look it up on your phone. Hey, millennial, no phone.
It's not. It doesn't even come up. DDP. Designated driver protection.
Oh, good. It's so good to see him phonetically trying to figure these out.
Doris Day
Day
Parking.
parking. Yeah.
He's not old enough to know what that is.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was trying to get
I'm calling time on this discussion today. Did you guys have a good time? Did you guys-
I had a great time. And you know, it does show generationally that as much as, like, we sit here in the other episodes and blather on about stuff, that people in the next generations are doing the same thing and we will have no clue.
And
Just like they don't.
And the generation after them will have no clue.
Can't
Right.
wait.
And more terms.
And we don't know everything.
more longer acronyms.
Right, nobody does.
But you know what's interesting? It's things have words and terms now for things I think we've been doing forever, and we've done them without. Like,
Yeah.
of course, gooning. Yeah, I mean, that would just happen during a scene if the scene just goes on. I don't think that we ever thought that there would be names for these things.
No, it's like an art form now. Gooning is an
It's
art
a
form.
term to give name to a feeling, a dynamic sometimes that didn't have a term for it before. We called it, it's prolonged edging and like that body high that you get. But like saying gooning, you immediately, if you know what the term means, it's like a way to connect with someone.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Making terms is like giving labels to things, and labels aren't bad so long as they're respectful.
Right, and I think you're right. All these acronyms, if people are familiar with them, it would make things quick. You know, if you're into this and you're in that's the vernacular of the day, that we are past that day.
So I'm gonna go edge you, and then I'm gonna goon you. And
And then give some jerk off instruction on your.
And then go get Doris Day parking.
you better have my Doris Day parking when I get there.
I love that. I haven't
that could
heard
be a
that in a long
fetish.
time.
You should describe. You should describe what Doris Day parking
Doris
is.
Day
Though.
Parking is in every Doris Day movie. She would pull her car
Yes.
right up to the front of where she was going. There was never another car. There was always
Right.
a parking place. So DDP, you just got Doris Day Parking.
In San Francisco.
And in San Francisco, we're parking obsessed. You ever go to a party and the first thing people ask, where'd you park?
Right?
How far away did you park?
DDP should be double penetration.
Yeah.
Double.
Two sets of double penetration
So that's
happening.
4 people?
6 actually.
You just started a new thing.
There you go.
There you go.
Hashtag it.
DDP.
Wow. So did you learn anything today? Anything new?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
I do
remember
every time.
any of
Did you
this.
retain anything?
No.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I learned stuff.
See, this is my point. We do these podcasts all the time, and he comes up with all these terms, and I walk away from the podcast going, what did we just talk about?
But
That's
most importantly, did you have fun?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I loved it. And I did learn too. You're right.
What did you
Always
learn?
have fun.
Well, about that JOI, I'm with you. It just seems like that in the edging, the other question about that, it seems to me, I think, for me, just saying it is far more descriptive than the acronym.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could see why, again, we're in a hashtag world.
Yeah.
We need acronyms to quickly communicate with people. There's more and more kinks that are being talked about. It kind of makes sense that there's words
You're right.
for it.
It's like I say, it's the platform they communicate on.
Yeah.
It's limited to number of characters, right?
No, I don't think anymore.
Well, Twitter.
No, I don't think it's
Twitter,
limited to the.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Twitter
the
is.
tweet
Yeah,
is. Yes.
yeah.
And if you'd like to tweet at any of them, they are all on social media. Let's wrap this up, guys.
Well, thank you, Mr. Producer, for coming up
Yes.
with those very insightful questions and teaching us, schooling the old guard, On Guard. If you want to follow us on social media, you can go to On Guard Salon on any platform. Braylon, Race, and the Cigar Pig all have their own Twitter accounts now. All right, so I hope everyone had fun and learned something new. If you want to leave a comment down below of any acronyms we missed, ring the bell if you want to be notified of our next one. Thank you, Leather Daddy Skin Company, for giving us these great products, and we'll figure out who wins and gets to take these home. We also have a merch line on onguardgear.com where you can get these hot t-shirts and support us. Ready?
Ready.
Bye!